Canada's mind-boggling goalie crisis has become a decades-long descent. This is the title of the article on The Athletic, and it is a good one. Hello guys and welcome back. So great to see you again. My name is Paul, this is Paul's Hockey Channel, and today we'll be talking about the goalie crisis in the Mecca of hockey in Canada. So let's just start right now. Okay guys, so after owning the crease for nearly a century, the Canadian goalie is apparently becoming outmoded. What happened, guys? What happened with the country of Jack Plant, Ken Dryden, Patrick Roy, Martin Brodeur? That has happened that Canada is being outclassed at the most important position right now in its national sport, and how can they fix it? We'll try to answer this, guys, and we will get some information from the great piece on The Athletic, guys. Again, The Athletic is just a great source of hockey news, guys. This is not a paid, collaboration, but definitely a great source. And today we'll be also getting some information from this article. So the end of Canadian dominance, as we all know, historically Canada had always excelled in goal at hockey's highest levels, even beyond its success at other positions. But as you can see on this graph, guys, again from The Athletic, the decline of Canadian goalies has been quite evident. 73% back in 94, well, it is no more, only 26% as it stands right now, while the Americans are rising, but most importantly, the Europeans are on the rise, from 13% back in 94 all the way to 52% as it stands right now. So guys, what happened and what went wrong for Team Canada? Well, as we all know, as recently as 2000, Canada was so overwhelmingly in control at the position that 2/3 of all games played in the NHL were by goalies from the country. Today, however, Europeans are twice as prevalent as Canadians, and Americans are on the verge of passing Canada. So guys, it's kind of mind-boggling, said Martin Brodeur, the NHL's all-time leader in wins, in a recent radio interview about Canada's struggle in goal. And the reasons behind this trend are complex, and they have baffled the people in Canada for quite some time right now. Because Canada is able to produce some amazing players, don't get me wrong, look at Connor McDavid, Nathan MacKinnon, Cale Makar, but it seems like the goalie position has been the problem for the Canadians lately. And why, guys? That's the big question. Well, we have seen the Dominik Hasek's success in the NHL 30 years ago. It was a revelation back then in the goalie world. The Czech win the six Vezinas actually, and in 1997 he became the first goalie named league MVP in the game's modern era. When he stole the gold medal, 1998, Olympics in Nagano, you remember, proving unbeatable against the hockey's traditional powerhouses such as Canada, Russia. Well, it led to goalie development arms race in the NHL and among other countries. Small countries like Czech Republic, Finland, Sweden, they have all the population of less than 10 million, but they began to produce some amazing goalies. They really pumped a lot of financial resources into the goalie development, and it paid off certainly in the next years. These small European countries saw Hasek as someone, as their example, as the example how to beat the big guys such as Canada, Russia, etc. And one issue that goalie development experts point to in Canada is the intense professionalization occurring in Canadian hockey at young ages, something that doesn't always lend itself to grassroots developments. At the elite level, winning is often the primary goal, even with kids as young as 7 or 8 years old. And this is the problem for Canada, guys. It seems like, based on this article from The Athletic, it seems like the experts agree that the problem in Canada is just the professionalization of the young goalies, of the young hockey players in general, we could say. The Canadians are so focused on winning, even at these young ages, that they just always put the best goalie in the net, and that means that the other goalies usually don't get enough time on the ice, because you are always playing the best guy when you always want to win. But that's not always the best strategy. Again, And in Sweden, by contrast, players almost always play multiple positions. That's also the big difference. This allows them to become more well-rounded athletes and understand the sport from multiple perspectives, as a defenseman, as a forward, and as a goalie as well. We have seen some of our national team goalies that didn't start in goal full-time until they were 13 or 14 years old. The general thought is that that's wild, and how on earth is that possible? But the more we are seeing it, the more we are starting to really buy into the fact that those are the best athletes, the ones that are well-rounded before they dive full in. This is the quote from one of the coaches in Sweden. What they lack, however, in Canada is the athleticism of an elite goaltender with an ability to get outside the technical box and problem solve in game situations. They don't have the ability to read the game and think on their own, one of the coaches says, and that seems to be the biggest problem for the Canadians, that they just rely on some technique, always on technique. But the players from Russia, from Sweden, the coaches just put them in the net and tell them, let them play, let them play other positions, let them develop and be the best possible athlete as they possibly can. And then later they will teach them technique. In Canada, it seems to be the other way. First of all, they teach you rigorously the technique, the way you need to play, everything, strictly set, and only then will you try to become the best athlete. That seems to be the problem for Canadian hockey. The number of goalies has been on the decline. Can they save this, guys? Can they overthrow this trend? Can they change this trend? And will we see more Canadian goalies in the NHL in the future? That's the big question, guys, but it's evident. Canadian hockey has a goalie crisis. And if they can solve it, it will be very important for Team Canada and their chances in the next Olympics, because this has been one of the biggest talking points about Team Canada recently, their goalie situation, which is not ideal. They have some great forwards, they have some great defenders, but in goal it has been a problem for Team Canada. And it has been not only about this year, but it has been for a couple of years or decades, we might say. Again, guys, thank you very much for tuning into this video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. I would indeed really appreciate it, as we are trying to reach some more subscribers and reach 1,000 mark. And yeah, thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully you have a great day and have a good one. Bye, guys, and let's see if the Canada will eventually sort out its big goalie crisis.
This video was brought to you by Paul's Hockey Channel, your trusted source of NHL news. Subscribe and turn on notifications bell in order not to miss future uploads. Enjoy the content and stay safe.